How stupid is this law of attraction? I mean, I wanted more freedom to make these videos, but not at the expense of my current career and financial security. Now what do? I'm here in New York City, jobless and without much to do except for making these videos. And I do enjoy making them and talking about these matters. It's just that it doesn't make me an income. I still need a job. As I talked about yesterday, maybe my layoff was meant to be. Maybe it was a sudden but necessary first step to something bigger. It definitely didn't go down exactly as I would have written it, but maybe a part of me wanted this to happen. Did I bring it upon myself? If I believe in the law of attraction as taught by Abraham Hicks, I could have attracted this with the balance of my thoughts and desires. Should we be careful of what we wish for? Maybe I'm too close right now to see the broader perspective. But why does the universe seem to conspire against us at times? I mean, the whole lead up to my layoff seems to have been the perfect storm. It couldn't have been orchestrated better. I realize in hindsight now how I could have seen it coming. I know my business area was being deprioritized, and I was the last operations manager working on it in my region after a few reorgs. My whole management chain was new and didn't know me or my work well. I had missed an important chance to get to know them at a team event, all because of an Abraham cruise. Yes, an Abraham cruise of all things. That's what's to blame. I did get a few good videos out of it though. But maybe it really was for the best and meant to be. And maybe it really was all my doing. It may have been a combination of my deeper desires and expectations with a bigger plan and natural forces at play orchestrating everything behind the scenes. Maybe it's what I really wanted. I can look back now and admit that I did have one foot out the door already, if not completely checked out. I was complacent and bored at my job, and I was already used to not relying on the company the way I had used to. I wasn't taking advantage of all the perks and amenities. I'll show you what I mean. This is going to be hard for me. First time back in one of the New York offices, but this time as a guest. I'm going to see one of my friends who's still an employee there. He invited me for lunch. I mean, look at this. A guest email. Ridiculous. Look at you, big time Google employee. Look at you, look good on camera. This is my good friend, longtime friend, and still current employee. Ex-coworker. Good longtime friend, Brian. Come on, show me what I'm missing. It's for real. Joking aside, after the lockdown, I really wasn't taking advantage of all of the perks and office amenities I had previously missed during the closures. For example, there's great food, the gym. You don't have a gym here though, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, I wasn't taking advantage of the gym. If you had one here, I wouldn't have been taking advantage of it either. I wasn't taking advantage of the cool spaces we have. I wasn't taking advantage of the lounges. I wasn't taking advantage of the beautiful offices and the views. I wasn't taking advantage of all the snacks in the micro kitchens. I wasn't taking advantage of the office spaces. I hadn't been taking advantage of the food. And the free food is a major perk most employees enjoy, but it all really didn't mean much to me anymore. Okay, I'm kicked out of the offices now, but seriously, I did become very self-reliant and didn't appreciate everything the company had to offer me anymore. But again, now what do? Well, tonight I'm gonna have dinner with Brian in the meatpacking district. That's actually the location of the office I worked at for a few years when I was here in New York City. The one that I was just in is a newer one. It's bittersweet. I really don't know what's going to happen now, but I need to trust. I need to trust in universal forces, in a universal intelligence. I'm hoping it's smart enough to figure things out, because right now, I don't have a clue. Abraham Hicks teaches that infinite intelligence can surprise and delight us. But Esther, who channels Abraham, would sometimes ask, how is that possible if we're creating our own realities? If we're getting what we're thinking about, how can anything be a surprise to us? Shouldn't it match our current mindset? After all, Abraham teaches that universal forces are orchestrating things on our behalf, matching us up with people, circumstances, and events that are attracted by our dominant beliefs and expectations. But Abraham reconciles this by teaching that if what happens is a delightful surprise, it's a result of the universe filling in the details for us. Those details are what we're not necessarily expecting. It's the specifics that can surprise us, but in general, the results must match our patterns of thoughts and beliefs. At least that's the premise if this whole law of attraction thing is real. And if the results are negative, it could be that we don't realize that our balance of thoughts is negative. As Abraham says, there are two ways to know what the balance of our thoughts is, either positive or negative. One is by how we feel, and the other is by what shows up in our lives. Now, as I mentioned yesterday, I was feeling great. My life couldn't have been better right before the layoff. So how could something so seemingly negative happen? Or maybe it wasn't negative in the long run, and I'm just waiting to be surprised and delighted. Or I'm just fooling myself right now. We'll see. In the meantime, be careful what you wish for. Like and comment if this resonated with you, and subscribe below to follow me on my journey. See you tomorrow.